from St. Louis Park, the Orioles. And now, we'd like to ask you to please stand, face the flag at the south end of the gym, take off your hands, put your hand over your heart, and join in as we honor our nation with Francis Scott Key's Star Spangled Banner, our national anthem.
And with that, we say welcome inside Chaska High School for some more Tuesday night basketball here on the Rome Team Real Estate Chaska Hawks Broadcast Network. Glad you've joined us, and thanks for sharing part of your Tuesday with us. Tonight we got a girls Metro West Conference matchup between the 4-0 Chaska Hawks and the 1-3 St. Louis Park Orioles. Tonight we got Mike Schmidt with us. You may recognize his voice from the Hawks football broadcast this fall on Chaska Hawks Broadcast Network. Mike, good evening and welcome to Hawks basketball on CHBN.
Good evening, Ryan. I'm happy to be here. Thanks for having me back after the football season. I'm looking forward to a lot of fun.
More than welcome. And it should be a good one tonight. Two Metro West Conference teams that see each other twice a year. The first matchup of the season for these two. Chaska 4-0, 4 wins, and I should say wins would be an understatement. It's 4 routes for the Chaska Hawks so far this year.
Yeah, and I'd look for them to continue their dominance tonight. St. Louis Park's got a solid squad coming back. They are missing their heart and soul, and Casey Coley, who left early to go to Nebraska. But I would look for a good game here, and hopefully the Hawks can get on them early.
St. Louis Park 1-3. Their only win coming 1 week ago this evening against Jefferson. Losses to Eden Prairie, Minnehaha, 2 talented teams, and then also Robbinsdale Cooper, who puts up a fight annually or perennially in the Metro West Conference.
Yeah, those first 2 games you can kind of throw them out the window. That's a different weight class for for St. Louis Park going up against Minnehaha and Eden Prairie with their perennial perennial teams that are always in state consideration. Very good squads. That Robbinsdale Cooper team is also very strong, so getting a win against them is going against them is a big deal. And we saw Jefferson a couple weeks ago, not the strongest team, so we'll see what they can bring.
Chaska coming off 4 wins, most recently nearly 40-point victory over Chanhassen last week. Mike, that one was close in the first half, but Chaska just started to run away with it in the final 18 minutes.
Really, that game was, the tone was set by Mallory Heyer scoring the first 9 points in the game. Really just, dominating the first half, really showing what she can do. That's why she's that D1 recruit. That's why Lindsay Whalen took notice of her really early in her tenure at the University of Minnesota.
Right.
And so, beating the rivals is always fun, Ryan.
Mallory Heyer, the Chaska junior, 24 points tonight, had 31 last week against Chan for her season high. She will lead the Hawks out onto the floor as they start this one, the number 4 ranked junior in the state of Minnesota, according to the North Star Hoops report. We're just about ready to get underway here tonight on the Rome Team Real Estate Chaska Hawks Broadcast Network. So we do want to remind you, the Rome team has helped thousands of families expertly transition into a new home. Emily and Jan are known for their service, integrity, and results, and they partner with clients to prepare, price, and sell their homes. Whether you're buying or selling a home, put the Rome team to work for you. Go to www.rometeamrealestate.com. Also want to give a big shout out to Emily Rome-Welter for her organizational and leadership skills of the Chaska girls traveling basketball tournament this weekend, which was a overwhelming success. Very involved in the community, and encourage you to check out the Rome Team Real Estate at Edina Realty. St. Louis Park wins the opening tip, and right away, Tanaya Griffin fires one up, one more underneath, and the first 2 points come in the first 8 seconds of the game by St. Louis Park's Tanai Griffin.
Yeah, for the Hawks, limiting second chance opportunities is going to be a big portion of this game. On paper, they should have plenty of talent to take care of business, but they got to clean it up.
Kelsey Willems mans the point for Chaska, the 5'8" senior, headed to Augustana next year. Sends it out on the near side now for Kennedy Sanders, the sophomore. 15 points per contest, following 19 in Chan last week. From the elbow, Van Epps is fouled, and it'll be the first free throws of the game. Penalty called against Akita Hegdahl.
St. Louis Park came out in the zone there, and I don't think the Hawks are too worried about that. It's probably a good job on by our Arsenio Richardson, the head coach for St. Louis Park, to see if Chaska can, maybe make them shoot the ball, make them be effective from outside. Chaska moves the ball really well though, and see if we can bring them out of that zone early.
I should correct myself. It's Reagan Alexander, the senior, who is tagged with the foul. Van Epps good for 2 at the free throw line. And Sadie Yarish, the senior, runs up here and passes up back to Chantel Harden at the top, guarded by Willems. Just under a minute in here. Ryan Paul, Mike Schmid with you. Rome Team Real Estate, Chaska Hawks Broadcast Network. Harden from long range is off. Scrapping for the rebound. Kennedy Sanders comes away with it. Here's Willems now onto the near side corner. Carmen for 3, that's off. Offensive board by Sanders, mid-range jumper is knocked down. Kennedy Sanders on the board with a mid-range.
Two early rebounds by the junior guard, really getting them, setting the tempo. She's scrappy out there, you love to see it.
Scrum in the paint for it. Carmen going at it with Shiara Reese.
We got Chaska ball here.
And off the alternating possession, Chaska will get the ball.
Big thing early here is Reagan Alexander's first foul is already on the board, only 3 minutes into play. She had 20 against Cooper last week, and I mean, if she's got to stay out of foul trouble for St. Louis Park to have any shot.
Hesitation by Van Epps. She drives the baseline and knocks it down from 6. Chaska up 6-2 here.
Van Epps is really good from the outside, which allowed her to, use that hesitation move to get into the lane and score.
Driving is Reagan, Tanai Griffin. She's hacked on the way up and will go to the free throw line. First shots of the game for the Orioles coming up here from the senior, who averages 11.5 points per night.
Yeah, Tanaya Griffin and Reagan Alexander are really the two offensive focal points for the Orioles, both averaging 11 and change.
First one is good at the free throw line. Tara Seifert has her team 4-0 look, eyeing down yet another Metro West Conference title. They obviously won last season. Documented that here in part on CHBN. Hoping we can bring yet another Metro West Conference trophy to you here down the road in late February into March. Sanders on the near side, sends it across. Hawks swing it around. Cross-court pass, mid-range for Van Epps, just a bit short. Nice rebound, good box out by Shiara Reese. Reese harassed at the timeline, and they get a foul. Kennedy Sanders, the guilty party.
Little ticky-tack foul there. Not really sure what he saw. I mean, it looks like both girls were battling for the ball there. I didn't see too much contact, but got some aggressive whistles early.
Chaska's second foul tonight, first on Sanders. St. Louis Park inbounds for Sadie Yarish, the senior. Lots of experience on this St. Louis Park roster. I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 seniors.
5 seniors, like we said, the two big ones are Tanea Griffin and Reagan Alexander. We also have a 9th grader starting in, a 9th grader is one of their leading scorers.
Yep.
And number 5 is coming off the bench here.
Rebound by Tanai Griffin. Griffin loses it in transition. Sanders to higher underneath, just a bit strong. Offensive rebound yet again by Van Epps underneath for 2.
Great pass by Sanders there to set that up, and excellent hustle to finish that play.
Chaska with 3 offensive rebounds leading the scorers already here tonight. Driving as Alexander puts it up. Looked like she might have got a little extra step out of it, but whistle comes and Chaska is called for the foul.
Another kind of soft call there, Van Epps. Just having a conversation with the ref, trying to get things established here early. She thought she was straight up, and I have to agree with her.
15-12 to play here. If you're just joining us, welcome. Tuesday night Metro West Conference basketball on the Chaska Hawks Broadcast Network. It's the 4-0 Chaska Hawks against the visiting 1-3 St. Louis Park Orioles. I'm Ryan Paul, joined by Mike Schmid tonight.
Yeah, the Orioles come out. They've got about a similar height and size to the Hawks. Definitely plays to Chaska's advantage with the experience and just the skill level of their players. I think that like in the future, when Chaska faces off with maybe some bigger teams with more traditional bigs, that might give them some issues down the road. We'll see, because they play kind of a open style basketball, a lot more modern basketball than you usually see in high school sports.
St. Louis Park drops into a zone on this possession, and Van Epps drives and is fouled going up with it.
5 fouls through 5 minutes here. Like I said, the refs are being pretty aggressive with the whistles, making sure the game stays under control. St. Louis Park's coming out in that it's a 3-2 zone, essentially, what we're looking at right now. And it's a little bit unconventional. Typically, you'll see a 2-3 or a 1-3-1. Might leave the middle open for the Hawks. I'd look for Madeline Hire to take advantage of that.
Here's Van Epps at the free throw line. Good on the front end. Kayla Hendrickson has checked into the game, the Chaska senior. One of 3 seniors on this Chaska roster.
Something Chaska's done really well early on in the season is that their ability to go 7-8 deep is really crucial. The girls out there playing in mass like all high school athletes are right now in Minnesota, and just being able to apply that pressure in that zone early, really, I mean, it sets the tempo and the tone for the game. It's going to be a high-intensity game, so let's see if that pays off later on.
Hendrickson's nice defensive play to strip Yarish, sends St. Louis Park to an empty possession. Hendrickson now has it in the corner, dumps down low for Van Epps. Tried to get tricky with it, sending it to Hire, but Sanders eventually recovers for Chaska. Sanders will reset at the top.
If they're sticking with that 3-2 matchup zone.
Carmen swings up top for Hendrickson. Sanders thought better of a baseline jumper. Now goes up with the left inside. Kennedy Sanders, 5'8" sophomore, has shown she can play down low so far tonight.
She's been playing since she's been in 8th grade, and I'll tell you right now, a couple of years ago, she's not going to be able to make that left-handed finish in the lane against those bigs. It was a really nice play by Kennedy Sanders.
Sanders pulls her mask away from her face to call out the play. Corner 3, Van Epps. Perfect.
Van Epps has been great early on. She's got a quick, I believe it's 7 points already. If she can continue to shoot it from the outside like that, let's see if St. Louis Park pulls out of that zone.
Kaylee Van Epps committed to Lehigh. Here's Hendrickson for 3. That one's good. Kayla Hendrickson for 3, the senior.
Good to see her get on the board early. She can be a little bit of a streaky scorer, so it's nice to see her first shot go up and get in.
Whistle on the floor and a palm ball.
It's the first palming
the whistle.
I've seen.
Yeah, you don't see that a lot in high school basketball. Finished that point on Van Epps, 12.2 points per game. She is part of the Chaska 1,000 point club. Average 11 points as a freshman, 11 points per game as a freshman, 12 as a sophomore. Just under 12 as a junior last year, and obviously, Mike, she's been an integral part, as have a lot of these Hawks players in the last 3-4 years of their playing time.
Yeah, her shooting stroke reminds me a little bit of another Lehigh grad, C.J. McCullum, currently starting with the Portland Trail Blazers.
Under 13 here, Chaska up 13.
There's that vulnerability in the middle of that 3-2 zone that you're going to see a lot. Sanders is too good of a guard to not penetrate on that. And anytime you can get into the middle of that 3-2 zone, you typically have the numbers advantage. It's usually a 3-on-2 situation, and when you're a good guard like Sanders, you're able to make a good decision and either get the ball to an open teammate or get a shot up and draw a foul.
Sanders' first free throw good. Second one up and just off. Rebound by Shiara Reese. You were right, Mike, when you said that St. Louis Park does possess some height. Not a lot of teams in the Metro West specifically are as tall as St. Louis Park is, and that's part of the reason why Chaska has been so dominant in the last few years in the Metro West. Is they've just had the size advantage. Here tonight, I'd say St. Louis Park matches them evenly, if not better.
Yeah, St. Louis Park, I mean, they've got length, but they don't necessarily have that traditional big like I spoke about, the back to the basket type of player that you'll see in a lot of high school sports. I mean, high school, just like pro basketball, college basketball, it's moved towards a more positionless type of game where you want everyone to be able to do a little bit of everything. And again, that's where the Hawks might run into trouble down the road, is when you run into that, that traditional big that might be able to dominate the paint. So just being able to see a bunch of different playing styles is going to be advantageous for the Hawks as the season wears on.
Timeout on the floor. St. Louis Park's coach Arnesio Richardson wants to talk things over. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, Hawks basketball returns on CHBN.
Hi, I'm Emily Rome-Welter.
And I'm Jan Rome, and we're the Rome team of Edina Realty.
We realized we'd love to all be together in the gym supporting the Hawks this year with basketball. But since it's not safe to do so, and since we're big supporters of the school and the community, we wanted to sponsor this broadcast for you so that you can enjoy it from the safety of your home. Go Hawks!
Out of the St. Louis Park timeout here, Ryan Paul alongside is Mike Schmid. Mike, strong start for the Hawks so far early, a 14-point lead just 5 minutes into this basketball game.
Just calling it doesn't seem like it should be 19-5.
Right.
It's been a lot of points in the free throw on the free throw line. A couple quick threes there by the Hawks, and this is exactly the start you wanted if you're a coach.
Tonight, Griffin outside, swings around for Reagan Alexander, senior to senior. That freshman that Mike talked about earlier, Makitia Hagdahl, is in the game, number 5 in white.
Hagdahl logged quite a few minutes for the JV team as well. She was definitely their leading scorer, somebody that popped out as I was sitting here preparing for this game, watching the JV game. She's got some moves. Her ball handling is really good. She made a step-back 3 in the final minute of the JV game as well.
Shiari Reese, nice post move down low, right hand up for 2. St. Louis Park back on the board. Strong showing out of the timeout for the Orioles.
We're seeing more of a traditional 2-3 now with the 3 Orioles low.
Yep.
Ball movement's crucial against this zone setup.
Far side, Willems has it. Outside for Sanders now. Here's Ashley Schulke, sophomore. Back up top for Sanders. Schulke in the game, averaged about 5 points per contest. Averaged just under 8 last year as a freshman. Kennedy Sanders picks up the foul here. Kaylee Van Epps will re-enter. St. Louis Park's going to get the ball facing some pressure here.
Another quick whistle there. Not letting anything go early. We've got 7 fouls through 8 minutes. Let's see if that's going to continue to be a trend. Nice drive by Kennedy Sanders. I really like her trying to get into the middle of that zone. That is where it's vulnerable.
Pocket pass from St. Louis Park. It's not generally something that you see very often against backcourt pressure, and ball trickles out of bounds in the corner, and it'll stay with St. Louis Park.
That's one way to loosen it up. You go 4 across against the man-to-man or the man-to-man full press zone, and maybe just throw up a Hail Mary every once in a while. Just let them know it's there.
Reminds us of this fall when we were together just outside of the football stadium.
Absolutely. We completed at a little higher percentage, though. Thank goodness.
Off the inbound, driving through, Reagan Alexander off. Rebound by Kendall Carmen. Here comes Van Epps now, left to right across your screen. Hawks purple uniforms, white numbering. Schulke just a bit strong on her lay-in attempt. Under 11 to play here, and Chaska still up 12.
Haven't called Mallory Heyer's name a lot yet. That's that zone. That's really utilized to stop the bigs. They haven't really played deny basketball yet, but I'd like to see her get a look or two, maybe in the high post area.
Heyer responsible for the contest down low on the other end. Right on cue, here she is with the ball in the paint. 0 for 2 on this possession in St. Louis Park. Comes away unscathed.
Those are 2 shots she doesn't miss often. I go back to that well all day, and she'll complete that 9 times out of 10.
Driving in tonight, Griffin, blocked by Van Epps. Stays with St. Louis Park. A couple subs for the Orioles. St. Louis Park also going 7 deep here early.
Good job by Van Epps there to move her feet, not pick up that second foul this early in the first half.
10:17 to play here from Chaska High School in the first half. Thanks for joining us on the Chaska Hawks Broadcast Network. Here's Heyer. Held as she spun around, goes uncalled. Got it to Van Epps, though, for 2. So Chaska comes away with points nevertheless. So we approach 10 minutes here. St. Louis Park looking right to left. All white with black numbering. Kelsey Williams taps it out of bounds for the Hawks.
You can see why Chaska's really dominated their first 4 games here through the course of the season. Nothing comes easy on the defense or on the offensive end for the other team. They really play high pressure defense. They'll deny balls out past the the NBA 3-point line. It's really aggressive style defense, which really suits the personnel that they have.
Anna Lenzen into the game for the Hawks, number 12 in purple, the sophomore. Guards the ball here. That's Chantel Harden. At the top, Alexander. Dishes outside for the freshman Hegdahl. Hegdahl, a couple extra steps through the lane, and here's a traveling violation called against Ciara Reese, the junior. It's a turnover.
They missed the first walk, but I think they picked up on the second one there. I think the freshman might have got away with one, but the refs called it on her teammate right after. See more man-to-man here now from the Orioles.
Higher out, and St. Louis Park abandons the zone strategy, and it pays off here on this one.
I'd like to see a little bit more patience there by the Hawks on offense. Really move the ball.
21-7 here for Tara Seifert's 4-0 Chaska Hawks squad, up early on St. Louis Park. Driving through is Sadie Yarish, the senior. Not even close on her attempt. Free throw line pull-up, no good by Van Epps. Chaska a couple quick possessions here. This one saved by the offensive rebound, though. Down low, Carmen fouled by Chantel Harden, the sophomore.
Yep, there's another one. The St. Louis Park fans aren't really happy with that quick call there.
Tanai Griffin back into the game as second foul against Harden. We'll see Evelyn Schmitz, another freshman, check in for the Orioles at the next dead ball. 12-foot hook shot, no good for Van Epps, but a great play by Willems to tap it back to her.
It's an extra effort play by Willems, getting Van Epps paid there. Van Epps has had a heck of a first half.
Under 9 to play. Yarish swinging it around. St. Louis Park, as we saw Chanhassen have trouble with the other night, really unable to get into much of an offensive flow. Here's a steal by Willems. Hawks have a 2-on-1. Anna Lenzen to Schulke, but Lenzen called for a violation before she got the pass off, and it's going to give the ball right back to St. Louis Park. Higher back into the game, and also comes Kayla Hendrickson.
I'm not sure if that was a double dribble there. She did lose control of the ball. Typically the refs tend to side with the double dribble call instead of letting that fly there. Unfortunately for the Hawks, it bit them that time.
Have a stoppage here, as seems to be a jersey mishap on the sideline. Janiyah Watkins is over there swapping out her uniform, and now she enters the game. Unsure what that was all about, a bit of an equipment malfunction it would appear.
I forgot who it was a couple of years ago. Somebody on the Timberwolves came out and they wore their warm-ups with no jersey on underneath. They had to run into the locker room.
Sometimes you'll see it, professional sports have like names spelt wrong on jerseys or something, but I'm not really sure what that was all about. Turnover.
Yeah, the Hawks pressure paying off there.
We saw Chaska do it all night against Chanhassen last week, apply backcourt pressure even into the latter stages of the game, and showing signs of that here again tonight. Willems, who's been impressive handler of the ball at the point, passes down low, that's higher, and fires off the glass for 2.
Yeah, the Orioles pulled out number 20, Reese. I think she's in a little foul trouble early with 2, and that immediately paid off with Chaska's press, getting them a couple quick baskets.
Schmitz, the freshman, mans a point on this possession. Here's a straightaway 3 from Tanai Griffin. That misses all the rim, and it's put back up, though, by Reagan Alexander. Saved the possession for St. Louis Park.
I was watching Schmitz in warm-ups, and she did not miss from the corner. I mean, she's a little undersized, but her shooting stroke is definitely pure, so we can't leave her alone on the defensive end.
Willems nearly turns it over, but it's saved by Carmen. Good hustle play to track down that ball. Whistle on the floor, they call it a jump, as Higher and Reagan Alexander got tied up on the elbow. See Van Epps re-enter as Anna Lenzen will check out. Also, as Mike just mentioned, Shiari Reese comes off the bench.
Yeah, Reese is back in to help handle that press that the Hawks are applying right now.
Park gets it into Schmitz. She's trapped in the backcourt though. Nice defensive play there from Willems. Park comes away though. Hagdahl off the rim. Bounces out. Here's a three from Griffin. That one's good.
A little bit of a scramble there. That's what happens when you apply a lot of pressure defense. Sometimes you're scrambling to recover and you've got to locate your person that you're guarding. Hawks had a little trouble there. Cutting into a lead, St. Louis Park. Let's see if Chaska can slow things down and get a quick and easy basket.
Ball goes out of bounds, staying with Chaska here. Under 7 to play. Say, folks, we just want to remind you, if you're looking for a new home, call the Rome team. Use their expansive network to find your next great home, maybe even before it hits the public market. You can check them out at rometeamrealestate.com. Under 7 to go. Turnover down low. Chaska really struggling to enter down low into the post for higher the last couple possessions. Great move on the other end. Alexander couldn't finish though off the Euro step.
Alexander did everything right there except for finish that play. She did play great defense, got the turnover, caused it, and then took the ball down the floor, just couldn't finish on the layup with the Euro step through.
She comes back down and defends higher on the post. Kendall Carmen drives and she's fouled and will be headed to the free throw line.
Good job, good effort there with the drive by Kendall Carmen.
Carmen, the junior, stands 6'1", averaging right around 6 points per contest. Had a career high 11 in Edina last year, nearly that in the season opener against Benilde with 10.
She's somebody that does all the little things for the Hawks. She'll get in there and scrap it up, and she'll rebound. She'll defend the other team's best player down low.
She'll be given a breath of fresh air after this free throw. Seems to be some confusion on the scoreboard as the foul was given to the wrong player, would appear. They originally called it on Watkins, or at least that's what the scoreboard said. And now we're going to correct the error and post it as Evelyn Schmitz. Her first. Carmen good on the second free throw, and as we mentioned, she'll come out for Ashley Schulke, the sophomore.
Yeah, I'd really like to see the Hawks offense get a little bit more motion with the bigs, specifically higher, maybe utilize her in a pick and roll situation, get her a simple bucket to get rolling. She hasn't really been as effective as she typically is.
Higher contests Reese's shot down on the defensive end. Hawks get away empty, and Higher finds herself open down low for 2.
Yeah, there's that easy one we spoke about, Ryan. Hopefully that can get her rolling for the rest of the first half.
Harden, the sophomore, resets for the Park Orioles. Harden averages 7.5 per night. Straight away deep ball. That's Tanaya Griffin just off the back iron.
Tanaya Griffin's got a pretty smooth shooting stroke. Seeing her stretch the floor might be something the Hawks have to monitor. She already does have 1 3-point shot going in this first half.
Willems fouled as she tried to get the ball to Hendrickson.
Yeah, Willems being aggressive there again. St. Louis Park starting to get into a little bit of foul trouble here with 6 already in the first half. 1 more and the Hawks will be in that bonus and spend the rest of the half at the line.
Lucy Dardis, the junior, checks in for her first time tonight. She inbounds to Van Epps.
Orioles switched everything off inbound. Let's see if we can get the ball down low to higher right here.
Here's Dardis. Gives off for Higher, who comes outside the arc to start this one. Hawks running a set. Near side to Van Epps to Schulke, down low. Higher, mismatch. They got the matchup they wanted. That was Higher against Schmitz. And it pays off as Higher will go to the free throw line.
Orioles are switching every screen here on defense, and it ended up being fine for the first 25 seconds of the possession, but then you get Schnitz on higher, and that's just a mismatch that they can't have. The 5'7" freshman on all-state player Mallory Hire.
Mallory Hire, also a member of the 1,000 point club here at Chaska, an all-conference volleyball player. 235 plus point games in her career. I mean, the accolades go on and on, not to mention she'll be headed to the University of Minnesota to play for Lindsay Whalen year after next.
Yep, first big-time player for the Hawks girls basketball team since I believe it was Courtney Boylan back in 2008, who ended up going to Michigan.
Under 5 here for the Hawks and Orioles on the Rome Team Real Estate Chaska Hawks Broadcast Network. 29-12 the score. Hendrickson, the opposite corner from her first one. Kayla Hendrickson, 2 big 3-pointers here early in the first half.
That was a beautiful possession by the Hawks. They got the ball exactly where you wanted to. You get to your star player at the elbow and allow her to just, create offense. Everyone's got to condense on her. You got to see a double team on Hire when she's in that position and allowed for the open 3.
Sometimes if you're not scoring, facilitating is the next best option, and Hire showed that ability there. Kayla Hendrickson, 6 points so far tonight. Corner 3s on both sides. About 4.5 to go here. Kayla Hendrickson also made the quality defensive play to tap one out of bounds off the inbound, leading to this Oriole possession. Here's Watkins now. Alexander. Down low for Harden. Harden up with the left. Defensive rebound by Van Epps.
Yep, good job by the Hawks there and switching down low on a lot of screen motion in the middle of the defense there.
Corner for Schulke, back to Van Epps now. Dardis brings it on the near side for Hendrickson, who returns it right to her. Hendrickson finds herself open. She can go 3 for 3 with this one, but it's just off. That one was about halfway down. Hendrickson already has 1 from each corner. She tried that one from straight away, but it was just off.
I like the confidence there, a little bit of a heat check. She got the shot up that she wanted. She was pretty open. It was a good possession by the Hawks to get that look. Look for those to fall in the future. You're seeing it early here a little bit, Ryan, and it's Reagan Alexander, the senior for the Orioles. She's got the mask down a little bit. She's breathing a little heavy. She's their leading scorer, also going up against Mallory Hire for the Hawks. It's definitely taken a toll out of her trying to front everything in the defense.
Alexander has it here, sends off for Watkins. Off to the big senior Alexander once again, into the corner. Freshman Hegdahl for 3 off the backboard. Boy, she took the most difficult route at that one, but it drops for 3.
A Tim Duncan kiss off the glass there. That was a tough angle, but I don't know if she called it, but it definitely worked out for him.
Banks are open on Tuesdays, and Mallory Hire goes off the glass at the other end for a pair. We approach 3 to play here in the first half. Hawks up 34-15. Still applying pressure in the backcourt. St. Louis Park breaks it this time. The freshman Hegdahl drives, and we have a whistle, and it's a traveling violation.
If I'm Arsenio Richardson, I may be reevaluating having the freshman bring the ball up on her own against this high-pressure defense. Hegdahl's done a good job so far, but you saw she got a little ahead of herself there, got the ball across half court, and then ended up attempting to take the lane and got called for that travel.
Kendall Carmen back onto the floor for Chaska, and Sadie Arish will it's Lucy Dardis who will man the point for Chaska. Hendrickson jumps down. Hire was double teamed, and the foul is coming here, and it might send her it will send her to the free throw line. I believe they're going to give it the benefit of the doubt and call it a shooting foul. Looked like she might have been trying to dump down low as a pass to Carmen, but they'll give her 2 free throws.
Yep, they got her on the shooting foul there. She would have gone to the line anyways as the Hawks are in the bonus. But good job of the Hawks there to take advantage of the fact that, the Orioles bring in Brown off the bench, number 15. It's her first minutes. They get Mallory Hire matched up on her, and they go take advantage of it.
This free throw leads to a St. Louis Park possession. Harden outside now for Reese. Back up top, Chantel Harden into the paint. Into the corner now. Hegdahl for another three. She's fouled and remains down on the floor, holding that right leg.
Looks like she might have landed on Kelsey Williams' foot there. Came down pretty hard. Let's see if she can walk it off.
Oh, she has 3 free throws ahead of her, and she's hobbling pretty good on that right leg. Freshman.
This is typically where the refs will step in and maybe give her a minute or two.
Freshman averaging 5 points a game. St. Louis Park, we mentioned they have quite a bit of experience on this roster, but they also have quite a bit of youth. Three freshmen listed in the program. Hegdahl and Schmitz have both played so far tonight, and then Ruby Massey yet to see her on the floor yet.
Hagdahl's got that good shooting stroke. Like I mentioned, she ended up hitting a nice step back three in the junior varsity game before this one started up. She's somebody that you can't leave alone in the corner, and she's not willing to, or she's not afraid to take a contested shot either.
She'll be subbed out after this one and have that right leg looked at, presumably. St. Louis Park brings the bigs back in as Hegdahl misses the back end of the three-point free throw opportunity. She's still hobbling around out there playing defense.
Yep, we're still seeing. Looks like we're seeing more of a man situation from the Orioles. She's got to get out of the game. If I'm the ref, I maybe blow the whistle here. She can barely move.
Niebuhr's entered the game for Chaska. She's in the lane now, going against St. Louis Park's Stacy Spates. Here's Carmen for three. That's off. Actually, that's not Spates. That's Brown down low, who Niebuhr was going up against.
Good ball movement there by the Hawks to get the open look, and just have to start to see them fall.
Under 2 to play, and Hegdahl finally is able to be checked out. Inbound pass is errant, and it goes untouched.
Arsenio Richardson not happy with that action that they got going on in the backfield, bringing Schmitz back in to help deal with that pressure.
Ball be inbounded on the near side right in front of the St. Louis Park fans. Obviously, fans only allowed to sit on the near side of the gymnasium this year due to ongoing circumstances. Niebuhr with it here off the inbound. Gets it off.
Good look
Carmen.
in.
Yep, Niebuhr down low for 2.
Nice possession there. Great look down low by Carmen. Again, high pressure by the Hawks.
Baseline jumper no good from Brown. She dishes off now for Reese. Reese goes up and is fouled. 2 free throws ahead for the St. Louis Park Union.
Tara Seifert probably going to talk with Lily Niebuhr about that. She turned around, went looking for the ball, didn't necessarily block out her girl, allowed St. Louis Park to gain the second possession. That's a good coaching point.
85 seconds left here, and St. Louis Park cuts it to a 19-point game.
A lot of time spent at the line here so far
right.
in the first half, Ryan.
Hendrickson back into the game, sends Lucy Dartis back to the bench. And the second one from Reese is good.
I'd like to see the Hawks finish strong here, maybe get out to a 23, 24-point lead going into the half.
120 and ticking. Willems sporting the new hairdo. This one's stolen away though, and St. Louis Park's Alexander goes coast to coast for a pair. St. Louis Park on a 5-0 run here.
Alexander's she's a good player. I mean, she's done a great job in defending Mallory Hire. And she just got another steal there for 2 points.
Hendrickson from the corner once again. She's up to a quick 9 points here in this first half off 3 three-pointers all from the corner. Reminds me of Jack Frick. What do we say? Death Taxes and Jack Frick from the corner. Maybe we should say Death Taxes and Kayla Hendrickson from the corner.
Yeah, she's looked good so far. Shooting stroke is looking strong. She's definitely confident when she gets it up.
Here she is once again on the near side now. She dishes this one outside as we have half a minute to go. Niebuhr in the post. Up with the right spin move. Good for 2. Really Niebuhr to...
2 really good plays by Niebuhr there in the last 2 minutes.
19.9 to go, and there's a foul in the backcourt, and that'll send St. Louis Park to the free throw line for a 1-and-1.
Don't like to get that foul in the backcourt there, especially with only 20 seconds left in the half. It'll give the Hawks another possession. I mean, you can't fault Kendall Carmen for playing hard and going after the steal there, being aggressive. That's what the Hawks defense has been built on so far this year.
Griffin at the free throw line for 1-and-1. The first is good. Niebuhr will be checked out for Van Epps for the last 19 and change.
Good job by Niebuhr there to give the Hawks 3 or 4 really solid minutes. A couple nice post moves down low.
Absolutely. Second one is good by the senior Griffin. Chaska's going to presumably hold for the last shot here. Willems. Chaska waiting for the set to initiate. Nearly a turnover. There's a scrum for it on the floor, and Van Epps stepped out of bounds. And it'll give St. Louis Park an opportunity to score at the buzzer.
Van Epps wanted a whistle there, but when the ball's free like that, the refs typically put the whistles in their pocket. Good job by Schmitz there for the Orioles. Little number 12, Scrappy, causing that turnover.
6.1 to go. Let's see what Arsenio Richardson has drawn up here. 3 seconds. Here's Reese. Reese pulls up from 10, and it falls at the buzzer.
She got the home roll there off the front of the rim.
St. Louis Park, strong last couple minutes to end the first half. Mike, Chaska still takes a 42-25 lead into the halftime break, and the high-scoring affairs continue for the Chaska Hawks so far this season.
Absolutely. The Hawks' outside shooting has been really effective. I think I counted 6 threes in the first half, and we look for that to continue. I mean, anytime you're facing against, a little bit of a mismatch on defense, it takes a little bit of time to get to the offense and rhythm. But the veteran leadership by the guards and the Mallory Hire getting in the middle of the defense, causing trouble, really allowed the Hawks to get out and run and score those 42 points along with their high pressure defense.
We'll be back in about 10 minutes from Chaska High School for the final 18 minutes of basketball from Chaska High School. It's Chaska girls basketball here on the Hawks Broadcast Network, presented by Rome Team Real Estate.
Hi, I'm Emily Rome-Welter.
And I'm Jan Rome, and we're the Rome team of Edina Realty.
We realize we'd love to all be together in the gym supporting the Hawks this year with basketball. But since it's not safe to do so, and since we're big supporters of the school and the community, we wanted to sponsor this broadcast for you so that you can enjoy it from the safety of your home. Go Hawks!
And just like that, we say welcome back to Chaska High School, where you have 18 minutes to play here on this Tuesday night between Metro West Conference foes, St. Louis Park and Chaska. Say, as we come out of halftime, we want to give you a quick update on the boys' game. Chaska leads St. Louis Park 34 to 28 midway through the second half there, a little bit ahead of us over in the crosstown. Right out of the break, Chaska goes Sanders to Higher to Van Epps for two. Chaska's leading first half scorer, Kaylee Van Epps, continues her dominance tonight.
Yeah, that's 17 now for Van Epps on a great feed by Higher. The great draw up by Coach Seifert there to get the Hawks started in the second half.
Orioles now working left to right as Higher's going to be tagged with a foul here. She says she stayed straight up, but officials say otherwise. 27 seconds in, St. Louis Park goes to the free throw line.
Yeah, she got caught with her arm at a little bit of an angle there. She's got to utilize her feet a little better to stop that drive. I would expect the Hawks to kind of wear down the Orioles here in the second half. Ryan with that press, and then with how hard Alexander's had to work to front Higher from keeping her from getting the ball, should see the Hawks start to pull away here.
44-27. Chaska looking to go 5-0 here early. Chaska obviously 12-0 last year in the Metro West Conference, on their way to that again this year. Sanders drives through, 1-2 for a pair. Fabulous move by Sanders.
It kind of seems like she can get her points whenever she wants.
Yeah.
She just really helps, initiate the Hawks offense with her dribble drive ability.
Corner three on the other end by Tania Griffin. Hot scoring start both ways. 16-point game. Eric Croucher mentioned last week, Mike, in the Chan game, he said Chaska will go as far as Kennedy Sanders. He got more specific to say the guards, but Kennedy Sanders will take them. And I think, what we've seen tonight from Kennedy Sanders is Van Epps gets the benefit of the bounce on the roll. But Sanders has basically shown, like you said, that she can score at will. Yeah,
that's 18 and 19 for Epps on a nice finish. Really, what's happened in basketball, it's become more of a guard-oriented game. And that's trickled down to, you see the trends all the time. It usually starts in the NBA and then in the WNBA and then flows downhill to college ball down to all the way to high school, where guards have really become the focal point of teams' offenses and even defenses at the point of attack. You'll see a lot more aggression. The game's really gone towards a more movement-oriented style with a lot more outside shooting. And like I said early, positionless basketball, which the Hawks have the ability to play with their bigs being able to handle the ball and actually get out and run a little bit. So that it's going to be crucial. Handling pressure has always been something that guards have typically had to shoulder. And she's done a great job of it so far in her young career, and I expect her to continue to grow and get better at it as we go on.
While Hires at the free throw line, we do want to make a quick note that Emily and Jan Rome are known for their service, integrity, and results. Give them a call or visit their website, rometeamrealestate.com. Appreciate their support of these broadcasts this year. Also want to remind you that if you're looking to support these broadcasts directly as Willems hits a three, you can visit, each team is hosting their own GoFundMe. So I encourage you to check out each team's individual GoFundMe page.
Another great job there by Sanders, getting the ball, bringing it all the way down the floor, getting underneath that free throw line, which really allows your wings to kind of float up towards that elbow extended and get that open three-point look, which is typically where three-point shooters have a lot of success.
15:40 here, down low. Higher couldn't handle the feed from Sanders. It was a good pass, but St. Louis Park's Sadie Yarish was there to tap it away.
Good late help there by Yarish.
Good to see Medikia Hegdahl back in the game after her leg injury in the first half. She's returned and looking to be back to her normal.
Yeah, you can tell she's got a little hitch here still, but it's good to see her back in the game after getting rolled up in the middle of the first half.
15:20 to go, 52-32. Chaska, through the first three games, averaged 76 points per game. They put up 83 in the fourth game then against Chan. Dominating opponents in the first half. Through three games, 143 to 47.
Again, it's another thing that you see, and it's going to be probably a pretty consistent narrative throughout the Hawk season. Is they're going to stick in that man-to-man offense or defense and that man-to-man full court press, and then other teams are going to adapt and kind of run different defenses to try to just stick with the Hawks.
Sanders the higher, fluid on the other end, and now St. Louis Park comes off after Chaska harassed him in the backcourt. Good box out by Van Epps.
Van Epps has been my player of the game so far. She's
Absolutely.
had a great first half. She got 4 quick points early. Great box out effort there as well.
Kelsey Willems misses the jumper from the wing. St. Louis Park nearly turns it over. Shiari Reese brings it down for the Orioles. Here's Regan Alexander, who hands off for Hegdahl.
Again, that pressure by the Hawks in the first half, really pushing the tempo. The Orioles, I mean, even though they're down 22, they're almost forced to slow down the game just due to exhaustion almost.
Hegdahl's 3 was just off, and it rolled all the way out of bounds. Chaska's going to make a couple changes. Kayla Hendrickson checks back in. We'll give Kaylee Van Epps a chance to sit down, and we'll see Schulke back on the floor for Kendall Carmen. Next up for the Hawks is Jefferson on Friday, at Jefferson on Friday. Next up for St. Louis Park, they're in Chanhassen to close out the week.
Good job by Mallory Heyer there. She got a little contact on her first attempt, was able to recover, get the rebound, and then get to the foul line.
Mallory Heyer in the first half, limited to 8 points.
Limited.
Yeah, right. We say that. Yeah, that's a good point.
She only scored 8, but she really did a great job of helping out on offense by being active on the low post, getting to the high post, either creating opportunities for her opponents or really, again, wearing down Reagan Alexander, who's the Orioles' best player.
Heyer with the steal. Going to take it herself, and she's fouled once again up and under.
Yeah, the Orioles got to help out their young guards right now. They've got 2 freshman guards in, and they're attempting to break this aggressive Hawks press. I mean, if I'm the coach, if I'm Arsenio Richardson right now, I'm talking to my bigs and letting them know you got to help out with the press, whether it's setting picks or bringing the ball up on your own.
Brief conversation ensues at the free throw line. Tanaya Griffin pleading her case to the referee prior to the free throw. It's her second foul of the game.
She had the feet moving. I mean, Mallory Heyer kind of put her in a spin cycle a little bit as she went to the left-handed layup off the spin move. And, yeah, the feet were moving on the Orioles defender, so you're going to get that call every time.
Second from Heyer is no good, so stays 56-32. And St. Louis Park turns it over in the backcourt once again. Kennedy Sanders giving pressure.
She's too good and too experienced to, again, leave a freshman guard back there to handle Kennedy Sanders on her own. It's just not something that you should do as a team. You've got to either help her out with screens, like I said, or have a big bring up the ball, and then you can kind of run your offense through that way.
Floater from Sanders is off. Here comes Ellie Alston. I'm sorry, that's Evelyn Schmitz. Schmitz nearly turns it over, but it's to Yarish now. Back up to the top where Hegdahl will reset.
The Orioles a little bit out of sorts here on offense. Hawks pressure definitely getting to them.
Again, if you've just tuned in to us as Alexander goes up and we'll go to the free throw line, I'm Ryan Paul, joined by Hawks alum Mike Schmidt tonight on the Chaska Hawks Broadcast Network, brought to you by Emily and Jan Rome and the Rome team, who partner with their clients to prepare, price, and sell their home. Put the Rome team to work to sell your real estate at RomeTeamRealEstate.com. And Mike, next, looking ahead on CHBN this Thursday, Chaska boys basketball hosts Benilde St. Margaret's right back here from Chaska High School as Reagan Alexander finishes at the free throw.
It should be a good one. Benilde's always a little up and down. It kind of depends on, they're such a class-by-class basis almost. You really do get different feels and different looks from them. It'll be interesting to see how the boys handle them.
Loose ball, Willems to Heyer, up off the glass, got the roll. Wow,
Great ball
That's just
movement.
fabulous transition basketball for Chaska.
And just watching the game against Chan the other night here, Ryan, honestly, I couldn't be more impressed by just the ball movement. The only time I see the ball really come to the stop on the Hawks offense is when it's in the hands of Mallory Heyer, and you can't really complain about that. You know, the rest of the girls have done a great job of kind of fitting in around, again, that all-state talent, that D1 Big Ten talent, and it's really showing with their scores.
Heyer called for this foul as she blocked Yara Schmitz's attempt. Schmitz, the freshman guard for St. Louis Park.
She hasn't really had an attempt to shoot, but she doesn't miss, and I'm telling you, I was watching her in the warm-ups, and she was deadly from the corner. A little bit different in the game here, especially as a freshman.
Yep. Second free throw is good, and Schmitz will check out, and we'll see yet another freshman for St. Louis Park, Ruby Massey, into the game for the first time.
It looks like Schmitz is sticking around there.
You're right, it's Sadie Yara who checks out. Sanders blows past the aforementioned Massey, goes up with it, but just misses, and St. Louis Park's Alexander comes down with it.
I think they might have gotten away with, St. Louis Park might have gotten away with a little foul there. It was a great hesitation move by Sanders, getting into the lane, creating a good attempt for herself. She did get bumped a little bit. A lot of times, in this league, the refs will allow bigs to maybe get away with some fouls on some guards.
Hawks off the St. Louis Park empty possession. Van Epps outside for Sanders. Sanders hesitates, drives, fouled, count it, +1.
Again, there she is, getting to the basket at will. I mean, it's just a great, solid possession by her. Seems the team was a little bit out of sorts. The ball was loose for a minute there. She recovers it, slows things down a little bit, notices that she's got a mismatch, and gets to the rim for an and one.
This is some of the best basketball I've seen Kennedy Sanders play in the last few years. I mean, she obviously can shoot, but what she's shown tonight is her ability to drive. I think almost all of her points, if not all of them, have come from layups. And I mean, that was just a perfect example of what we've seen all night tonight, is where she can beat just about anybody to the hole and capitalize it. As we say, that Harden drives down coast to coast or two.
Yeah, with Sanders, she's not necessarily, I mean, she's definitely a quick player, and she's a great athlete. But what she uses to her advantage, more so than anyone else you see at this level, is her hesitation. It's her ability to her feel for the game. She changes pace so often that it really catches defenders off guard and allows her to get to the rim at the rate she does.
Timeout on the floor will give us a moment to step aside. We'll be right back with more Chaska Hawks basketball on the Rome Team Chaska Hawks Broadcast Network.
Hi, I'm Emily Rome-Welter.
And I'm Jan Rome, and we're the Rome team of Edina Realty.
We realize we'd love to all be together in the gym supporting the Hawks this year with basketball. But since it's not safe to do so, and since we're big supporters of the school and the community, we wanted to sponsor this broadcast for you so that you can enjoy it from the safety of your home. Go Hawks!
We're back from Chaska High School. Just about 20 seconds left in the Chaska timeout. And Mike, it's yet another dominating performance from the Hawks tonight against another Metro West Conference team.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough. It's just kind of par for the course at this point, Ryan.
Right.
I mean, I'm really trying to think about what stands out. Who's really. I mean, obviously Chaska has got a lot of girls that have really stood out tonight. Kennedy Sanders, Heyer, obviously. I mean, Van Epps has had the quietest 17 points of all time. I mean, they're putting up big numbers here, and it's just a lot of it has to do with how their defense leads to offense and just their ability to move the ball.
Down low, Heyer fouled, and she'll go to the free throw line. I should have mentioned in the timeout, but Chaska boys basketball up 52-38 midway through still in the second half.
Nice little push by our boys. Your parents at the game tonight?
They most certainly are, yep.
Yeah, the Lady Hawks here, their ability to get easy looks off of timeouts, off of dead ball fouls has been pretty impressive. A lot of, underneath motion, some quick screens, getting higher the ball in an area where she can operate has been really effective.
I think that's a great testament to coaching abilities, and Tara Seifert obviously been around here for some time. Had her team just 5 losses last year. That includes the section final defeat to Eden Prairie, and undefeated in the Metro West last year, looking to go back-to-back Metro West Conference titles here undefeated. As Hardin.
Yeah, I mean, Tara Riesker, she's done a great job of really what she's got is she's got a supremely talented roster. They definitely have the most talent in the conference. And she's utilized that in, like, a lot of the coaching aspect of it kind of goes away when you have that much talent. But what she's done a great job of is, like I said, the dead ball fouls, the creating easy buckets, putting her players in positions where they can be successful, and then utilizing a system in which they can all be as efficient and as effective as possible. I mean, you're not going to see the Hawks change a lot throughout the course of the year. Like I said, they're going to stick with that full court man. They're going to stick with that high pressure defense because that's what they do. You're going to see a lot of teams adapt and maybe throw different looks. Already from St. Louis Park, we've seen a 2-3, we've seen a 3-2, a lot of matchup zone, switching every screen, man-on-man defense. That's what teams have to do to adjust to the Hawks. The Hawks don't necessarily have to adjust to them.
Sanders finally gets a floater to fall. She tried it on the last possession. That just missed, but here's a baseline floater that gives Chaska 2 points. 63-39, 10:25 to go from Chaska High School. Kayla Hendrickson will switch with Carmen down low. Some miscommunication, and it leads to a foul on Kaylee Van Epps. Chaska had a mismatch down low, and Van Epps was forced to take the ball, and it'll send Chantel Hardin, the sophomore, to the free throw line.
Yeah, a little bit of a miscommunication there. The Orioles got the Hawks switching on quite a few screens. Everyone's kind of scrambling to locate their person that they're guarding. Good job by the Orioles on that possession. I'm sure they would have liked to see an and one situation there, but again, fatigue's definitely going to set in. With the masks on, with the amount of pressure the Hawks are applying, you're going to see some missed bunnies there by the Orioles.
Hardin averaging 7.5 points per contest through 4. Had just two in the first half, and she checks out. And it'll bring Shiari Reese back into the game.
I think it's Zoe Borod's in there for the Orioles as well. I think this is the first action we've seen of her. Senior guard.
She has them guarding the ball, so Zoe Borod, that is, the senior. We approach the 10-minute mark. Carmen driving, triple team, and she is fouled. We'll go to the free throw line.
Strong take there by Carmen,
Yep.
able to create contact, by utilizing that quick dribble drive, get to the line.
First foul on Shiari Reese.
Carmen's one of those players she's underrated because she doesn't have to do a ton right now. With the rest of the Hawks roster built around her, it's just, she goes in there and she does the dirty work. A lot of the work that, it doesn't show up in the stat sheet, but you can definitely notice her on the floor.
This is the back end of the 2-shot attempt. Allows St. Louis Park to come back down, and they get Tanaya Greenwith traveling on the far side.
Yep, she got a little ahead of herself there. Started moving before she put the ball on the ground. You can kind of see it coming.
Under 10 to go, Sanders with the ball on the far side. Down low, set piece for Carmen, but she backs it out. Here's Van Epps, who sends down low. Kayla Hendrickson had Tanaya Green miss. She misses back-to-back on underneath, and a foul against Hendrickson gives St. Louis Park the ball back.
That was a great flash by Henderson to try to get in there. She did unfortunately miss her 2 buckets and then get called with the over the back, but I love to see that quick strike through the lane. Great pass again by the Hawks.
Hendrickson, we mentioned Kennedy Sanders playing some of the best basketball we've seen tonight. I'd say Hendrickson has been playing very well tonight as well. She's got 9, she had 9 first half points, all off threes. And she's done her part so far tonight. Strong defensive player as well. She's quick on her feet, as you see her save that ball from going out of bounds in the corner.
She's the kind of player. She's a senior who understands her role. Mm-hmm. She gets her spot on the team. She knows she's there for outside shooting and her tenacity on defense. And it really goes to show it. I mean, the Hawks, they're a pretty selfless team in how they play basketball.
Schulke for 2 for Chaska most recently. It's a 24-point game here with 8 3/4 left. Down low, Schulke called for the foul on the floor. Limited contact there, but I think it was enough to inhibit Shara Reese from getting up a shot at that.
Yeah, the Orioles were able to draw a foul there, but there's something I noticed that, I mean, it's another thing that Carmen does so well that goes unnoticed. It was a nice little hedge on her part to allow her teammate to, kind of recover and play defense. It was just, that's how you teach it in a basketball camp, and she does it so well, and it goes unnoticed so often. It's just really great to see, that style defense, being taught for the Hawks.
Right off the inbound, Harden for 3, way too long. Scrum for it in the paint. Van Epps comes away with it. Wow, what a strong play from Kaylee Van Epps this evening. 8:30 to go. She has the ball here at the top. Sends off for Willems, who's back into the game at guard.
Van Epps has had a heck of a game.
Certainly has. Anna Lundzen tried to enter for higher, but it was tapped out of bounds. Chaska will get a sideline inbound from an awkward angle. Isis Brown back into the game for St. Louis Park.
This is what the Hawks have excelled at. Like I said, these little quick sets, coming off a dead ball. And there they go. They get the mismatch right off the bat.
Certainly do. Higher down low mismatch, but they call it against Higher. Wow, I don't know.
If this game was closer, I don't think the Hawks bench would be as calm as it is right now.
Yeah, I wasn't so sure about that one. I didn't see a lot to. I mean, it could have gone no call more than anything.
Yeah, when the guards go down there with the trees, they typically don't get that call. I think that might have been a little bit of a mercy situation almost. You get the big D1 player matched up on the undersized guard, and refs helped her out.
Catch and shoot for Higdal is no good. She gets her own rebound though. White on the floor for it. Down low, Brown off the glass for 2.
I mean, Brown might have lowered her shoulder there a little bit more and hired in on the previous possession, but we'll let it fly.
Quick put up by Van Epps. Rebound by Higher, and she's grabbed. That was no question about it, as Higher was fouled, and she'll go to the free throw line. Third foul on Chantel Harden. Higher has 2 free throws.
We don't have our stat guide here tonight, but Mallory Higher's got a bunch of offensive rebounds. She just always, I mean, her read for the ball off the rim is elite. She's always in the right spot.
Closed circuit Blake Herring, if you're watching tonight, you're always more than welcome to come join us for either crunching the numbers or doing a little commentary work. Give me a text. Love to have you. We also, to that note, have a very special announcement coming later this week about a game a few weeks from now, and a special guest who will be joining us for a Chaska girls game here in the near future. Looking forward to sharing that news with you here later this week, and that should be a lot of fun. We know you'll enjoy that girls game early February. Higher couldn't finish the and one, but Chaska gets the offensive rebound, and Kendall Carmen taps it back in for 2.
The previous Hawks possession there with Higher getting to the line for the and one. I can't stress enough how great the pass was there by Van Epps. She drew a double team and split the defenders with a great pass to allow Higher the easy bucket.
A shot by St. Louis Park, an offensive rebound.
Ooh.
And Higher collides with Harden, and it'll be Harden's 4th foul.
Higher was almost off to the races there, and then she caught a shoulder in the nose, it looks like.
I mean, Chaska putting up 70 points here with 7 and change left. I mean, that's just not something you see a lot of high school teams do very often.
I hadn't glanced up at the scoreboard for a while there, Ryan, and now that I'm seeing the 70
yeah.
with 7 left, I'm like, wow.
That's pretty impressive. As Chaska, obviously, we noted averaging 76 a game. I mean, they're about to eclipse that with you could say about 5-6 minutes left in the game.
They get to the line at a high rate because of their ability to get to the hoop. They shoot well from the outside. and they play that high pressure defense that allows them to get easy buckets. I mean, it's a recipe for high scoring, but this is kind of outrageous.
I mean, not to mention you have two D1 players and a D2 player on the floor. It's just
that are committed.
Yeah, and then you have you've got Sanders, who's obviously still a sophomore. You've got Schulke, who's still a sophomore. I mean, you could argue that Chaska could put a whole 5 together of college basketball players.
I was thinking back on previous Hawks rosters with this much, college talent, whether it be boys or girls on the basketball court. And I think back to my era, Spencer Tullix and Buddy Tice, who was the heart and soul of that team, and Andy Stark is one of the best players I've seen play basketball. I mean, he even got better after high school. Lee Isaacson. I think that 04 Hawks team that won the state championship, they had 8 guys go play college hoops. I mean, it wasn't. I mean, Josh Course was at Winona State and won 2 national championships, D2. Spencer Tollixson, obviously noted Chaska alum, 4-year starter for the Golden Gophers. But I mean, this is pretty ridiculous, the amount of talent they have going off to college. It's fun to see the program grow like this.
Absolutely. That 04 Chaska boys team was the last of either team to win a state championship. Actually, the only ever Chaska basketball team to win a state championship. Last time the girls made the trip was in 2010. Have 6 all-time appearances at the state tournament. Hawks very confident they could make it 7 this year, as Niebling will go to the line for 2.
Strong move down there in the post. That's a 3rd or 4th time we've really seen her come in, utilize her size and just be able to get a good look. And she had 4 points in the first half on 2 for 3 shooting, and now she's at the line. It's been a really nice showing for her. She's going to be somebody that the Hawks might need down the road when they go up against teams with a little bit more size.
The 6'3" junior is Niebling. We see Kayla Hendrickson check back in along with the junior Lucy Gardis. The second one is good for the Hawk junior Niebling. Hendrickson once again involved on a defensive turnover for Chaska. And they'll get the ball on the baseline.
If she's got that 3-and-D game style, where she's
yep.
deadly from the outside, and she's just scrappy as heck on the defensive floor.
Tara Seifer wants to have a chat with her team, and it gives us one more chance to take a break here. You're watching Hawks basketball on the Rome Team Real Estate, Chaska Hawks Broadcast Network. We'll be back in a second.
Hi, I'm Emily Rome Welter.
And I'm Jan Rome, and we're the Rome team of Edina Realty.
We realize we'd love to all be together in the gym supporting the Hawks this year with basketball. But since it's not safe to do so, and since we're big supporters of the school and the community, we wanted to sponsor this broadcast for you so that you can enjoy it from the safety of your home. Go Hawks!
He's always had that kind of bigger personality.
Back from Chaska High School, I'm Ryan Paul. Tonight we have Mike Schmidt alongside us for the 73-43 domination yet again by this Chaska team. Mike, obviously the Hawks have a tough non-conference schedule coming up. They have a tougher section tournament in March, but I mean, there's nothing you can do about these 30-40 point games in the regular season. To finish that thought, as Eric Krauscher said, the best thing that you can do in these games is to give, go 10 deep as Chaska has tonight, and just give everybody the experience. So moving forward down the road, beyond section tournament play, beyond state tournament play next year and the year after that, so these girls can all have experience as Sanders comes away. And Kennedy Sanders is a great example of that, an 8th grader who got a chance to play 27 games before she even got into the Chaska High School.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, it's so crucial. The experience is so key. I mean, the game speed, it changes at every level, and the more familiar you can become with it, the easier the game becomes, the more it slows down. I mean, you can see Kennedy Sanders is out there dominating. And like I said earlier, with her tempo, is she the quickest person on the floor? She's up there, but just the way she plays, her style and her ability to change speeds, that just comes from feel. That comes from experience.
Here she is again, 3rd possession in a row. She gets a steal and a chance to score. Kennedy Sanders is playing phenomenal basketball tonight. Corner, Hendrickson, down low for Niebling, no good. Gets her own rebound though, can't finish that one. Chaska trying yet again, and they're going to get called for a foul. They'll either get Dardis or Lenzen for coming in behind the play, and it'll send the ball St. Louis Park's direction.
But yeah, again, and Ryan, like one thing with these blowouts that the Hawks get the benefit of seeing is teams are going to throw the kitchen sink at them.
Yep.
They know that they're not going to be able to beat them in a straight-up man-to-man game. So you're going to get different looks like we saw out of the Orioles early. And it's going to be a test to try to see, try to find the weakness in the Hawks' armor and really exploit it. And so far, there hasn't been.
Absolutely. It's a great point. 5.5 to go here.
I told you, she doesn't miss.
Yeah.
She's got a good
She's
shooting
got a good
stroke.
stroke, yeah.
Eventually she's going to be a really good player. Hopefully she can get a little bit more height. Don't let the rec specs fool you.
I would need some rec specs if I played. I don't wear glasses right now, but let me tell you, I can't. I've had to make an eye appointment on my to-do list for some time now. Here's Anna Lenzen. Daughter of Jeff Lenzen, former CHBN sponsor. And obviously it's been a handful, one of the handful of Lenzens, and Lenzen, the great community supporter here.
Who are they? No, I'm just kidding.
Never heard that name before. Here she is, the 5'9" sophomore at the free throw line. Her first one's good. Kennedy Sanders checks out. It will probably be the last time we see her tonight, and Anaya Burrett.
Get some water and rest out.
The 5'3" senior checks in for the Chaska Hawks. We saw Burnett drain a 3 against Chan last week.
It's one of the more fun things about high school ball, especially when you can start to get those seniors in who are constantly working during practice to make the team better. Getting them a little bit of a payoff is always so much fun, and the crowd loves it, but the people that love it the most are the players on the team.
So with that, the Hawks have the bench fully cleared. Here's Hare down low. The 6'6" junior, that's Jessica Hare.
Getting her experience is going to be really crucial. Being able to utilize her height and her size down the road, maybe not this year, but going forward is going to be a big thing for the Hawks.
Well, you mentioned, Chaska doesn't necessarily have that traditional big right now. Well, getting Hare some experience, and you obviously lose Van Epps next year, and that will open up a bit of a hole in the middle of the court. And I mean, Jessica Hare could very well be the fill next year in that hole in the middle of the court.
She, like I said, getting her this experience in conference will allow them to maybe match styles with another school that's a little bit more on their talent level.
Certainly.
And that's something that the Hawks might need. I mean, it's something that you see so often, especially throughout high school sports and girls basketball in particular, just, with the difference in talent levels, and being able to match styles with anybody in the state is something that's so crucial.
Anna Lenzen with a steal right off the inbound. Tries to dump it down low for Niebuhr. Chaska gets it back. Here's Hare. Far near side for Lenzen. 3 is good, but they say she trampled. I don't know.
She shuffled her feet a little bit. Maybe she tried to get established. Typically, you might let that one get away, especially in a 33-point game.
It almost looked to me like the two stutters came before she caught the ball.
Yeah.
She's
a smooth player. I mean, I like what I see from her game so far. She's handled the ball well. She's gotten to the hoop. Her ability to shoot the 3 is evident by that previous possession.
Yep.
She's going to be someone to keep an eye on. Again, it's another situation of almost an embarrassment of riches for the Hawks right now, where she doesn't have to do a ton.
Right, yep.
In the future, she's definitely going to be called upon, and getting this experience is really going to be crucial for her. But in any other circumstance, she's probably, starting in maybe a top 3 scorer from, most teams in the conference.
Right, yeah. That's a great point you make, and it can be said for a lot of these Hawks. Burnett, floater, that's off. Rebound by the Orioles as we go under 4 to play here. Coming up next for Chaska, as we mentioned, they'll go to Jefferson on Friday. Next time we will see the Hawks girls here on CHBN will be a week from Friday as they host Jefferson here. So they'll have Jefferson on back-to-back Fridays, and we will have that game for you at 7 p.m. on February 5th. Again, look out on Twitter, watch chbn.com. We do have a special announcement coming this week about early February games. Special guest will be joining us here on watchchbn.com, and appreciate y'all that are watching on Chaska Community TV, Channel 14. I want to thank Mike Tudor and Kevin Wright at the City of Chaska for their partnership and hard work and allowing us to air our games on their community TV channel. It's always great to have sports on community TV. Wirtz for three, it's off. That's Peyton Wirtz, the junior guard.
There's that bench reaction we were talking about, Ryan.
Well, the back of their warm-up shirts say "together" in big font, and I think that's a common theme on this Chaska team. Is these girls are all supporting each other because they know how important the five players that are on the floor right now, or what's coming up next for this Chaska team, and the Chaska girls, that are sitting on the bench that started the game, and even the ones who haven't got a chance to play yet tonight, they all know that this group that's on the floor right now and who will be coming in is how this team is, the direction this team is going.
Absolutely, and like the games are the 5%. That's the 5% of the time that they're together.
Right.
It's the 95% behind the scenes, the hard work that everyone else is putting in to make the starters better, to make the rotation players better. That's really where the team grows, and you can see that with this team. They all care about each other. They all want each other to find success, and especially, those girls that don't get the spotlight. So seeing that, the stars on the team, the big-time players that are logging the majority of the minutes, scoring the majority of the points, really get excited for the girls that are working hard with them in the gym every day is something that you love to see.
I think that's kind of one of the many negative side effects of this COVID-19 era is, usually you have the team parties and I guess you're still having the team bus rides, but obviously you don't have your classmates and your friends and all the fans in the stand. And I mean, that just contributes to more of the team feel that I'm sure all these girls and boys and all across the state of Minnesota are feeling.
Yeah, and you've called enough games. You know that when does the student section really erupt?
Right,
it's when that
right.
person that might be on the end of the bench typically gets up a three, maybe late in the second half, and gets it to go.
Exactly. Great point. Yeah. And I've ridden on enough. I traveled with the team for boys team for 3 years, and that's a lot of fun. As anybody who's been a part of high school sports, no matter if it was, in the last 10 years or, these girls' parents, however many years ago, 20 years ago, it some of the best times you'll have are with your high school team. Benches have cleared for both teams as we go under 2 minutes to play. St. Louis Park has number 31 Stacy Spates out there.
Not a lot of teams go 6'6", 6'3" off the bench for their front court like the Hawks do. Arsenio Richardson calls a timeout here.
1:49 to go. We'll take one more break here from Chaska High School. Come right back for the last 2 minutes of Hawks basketball.
Hi, I'm Emily Rome-Welter.
And I'm Jan Rome, and we're the Rome team of Edina Realty.
We realized we'd love to all be together in the gym supporting the Hawks this year with basketball. But since it's not safe to do so, and since we're big supporters of the school and the community, we wanted to sponsor this broadcast for you so that you can enjoy it from the safety of your home. Go Hawks!
Back from Chaska High School. Sorry for the brief delay. Mike and I were actually just discussing off air about the addition of Orono, Waconia, and New Prague to the Metro West Conference. Mike, you were finishing the thought as we came back live that Chaska, this is just a phase of the Metro West Conference, and you never know. As there's a hard hit on the floor, and the freshman Kate Dury hit the deck hard. Her elbow and her head hit hard, and then she hops back up. She's gonna get checked back out. Oh no, she's not.
Looks like she's doing okay though.
Yeah.
I saw her head bounce a little bit, but she was able to pop up, and now she looks to be okay.
Well, anyways, we have 96 seconds left. Three new teams in the Metro West next year: Waconia, New Prague, and Orono, and that'll add some competition. Obviously, Orono being 3A, they're probably one of the best. Generally speaking, is Wirtz puts up a 3 and drains it.
And there's that reaction we were looking for.
Those are 3 teams that Chaska will that'll hopefully provide some competition for Chaska flowing in here. Is Waconia. Waconia will provide some of that as well, and New Prague obviously already in the basketball section.
Yeah, it's like you said, or like we were talking about, Ryan, like the age of the community and really how communities grow, it changes so quickly. It's usually you get about a 10 to 15 year window, young families moving into a specific area, a little bit of pop in the population for, high school level kids. When I was coming up, this was back in 2006, but Jefferson was still a very strong program.
Right.
Burnsville was a pretty strong program, and now you've seen them kind of fall off as their communities start to age a little bit.
I'd say it's safe to say that no community is growing faster than Waconia right now.
Yeah.
That's obvious. It's Central Carver County community, and Orono obviously is growing by the minute, and New Prague too. These are all 3 strong teams, 3 strong communities that will hopefully benefit the Metro West Conference. There's been a foul on the floor. It's called against number 31. That's Kate Drury, and it sends Jessica Hare to the line. First free throw is good. St. Louis Park coach Arsenio Richardson.
He was a good athlete in his own respect too. He was a 3-sport athlete for St. Louis Park back in 2004. He ran track, was a football player who ended up going to University of Nebraska Omaha and playing there for a few years, and he also was a 1,000-point scorer on the basketball team.
Good bit. We do have a final from the boys game we will relay to you in just a minute. 65-48 was the last score that we received, and I would assume it finished right around that mark as we have Chaska winning in the boys game already tonight, as Burnett hits another 3. She had one against Chan the other night, and she follows it up here against St. Louis Park. Back-to-back games with 3 points.
Yep, the Hawks bench erupts.
As the horn sounds, Chaska, another dominating performance, another near 40-point win for the Hawks, and it's another 85-point game for Tara Seifert's 5-0 with Chaska Hawks.
It was a really good effort by the Hawks tonight. They really did just come out and impose their will. They played their style game, aggressive defense, fast ball movement on offense, and were able to get the job done.
It's an 86-48 annihilation by the Chaska Hawks girls team, and they move to 5-0 and head to Bloomington Jefferson on Friday. Say, folks, this Friday, this Thursday, join Mike and I right back here from Chaska High School for some Hawks boys basketball. Chaska versus Benilde St. Margaret's. And make sure you stay tuned in on Twitter and watch CHPN.com. We have a special announcement coming up about early February girls basketball games here on CHPN. Say for Brett Johnson, Mike Schmidt, I'm Ryan Paul saying so long this evening from Chaska High School. It's a 86-48 domination by Chaska as they move to 5-0 in this young 2021 season. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a